book lovers, it's Jenny at Julia Baby Jen's Reading Room with an amazing book haul to share.
Yeah, I'm sinking inside.
Alright, so I just got back from UtopYA, there's my cool shirt, in Nashville. And yeah, it was really awesome. It was my very first ever book convention and it was so fun. I had so much fun. I'm going to have lots of videos over the next couple weeks just on UtopYA because I have so much to share. But I thought I would start with the book haul because that is really the coolest thing about going to book convention is all the books you get, especially all the signed books you get. I have an insane book haul. This is going to be a really long video, and I'm sorry. I will try to speed through as fast as I can. I'll try not to tell too many stories. I'll save that for my other videos. But yeah, I have so much to share. And I have lots of signed books, but I also have lots of just books because me and my two girlfriends who went, we stopped at several bookstores or places that sell books, like used books and places like that, throughout the trip. So I think we went to 2 Goodwills, 2 Ollie's, and BAM while we were there. Plus, I had gotten some gifts from them, and yeah, so I just have a lot of books to share. I'm going to start with the signed books because those are the coolest. So here we go. Actually, before I show off all my signed books, this is the program that we got for the UtopYA. It has a schedule and just all the information for the book convention, and I thought of something really cool. I had all the authors sign it, so whenever I got a book signed, I had them sign my program as well. So I have all their signatures in one place, which is kind of cool. So this will be a cool souvenir. Here we go. First book I have is Steel Lily by Megan Curd. This has been in my to-read forever. I actually own it as an ebook when it was on sale, and I bought it basically just for the cover. And I happened to look it up on Goodreads, and it has a really high rating with lots of reviews. So I think it's definitely going to be worth reading. It's the first book. And I got a signature from Megan. There's my signature. It says, "To Jenny, hashtag expand your clump. Happy reading, Megan Curd." And the second book will be coming out soon. And then I will share more about Megan later because she ended up being kind of my date for the dance. So I will share that later. But Lily. Alright, then I have Fireblood by Trisha Wolfe. Another book that's been on my to-read for a really long time. And so I picked up the book. It says, "Jenny, you rock. Keep it real, girl. Heart, Trisha Wolfe." And she was just amazing. She is going to be on my, or not my Goodreads, well, since I'm the events coordinator, I'm just going to call it my group. It's not mine. It's David Estes' group. But she is going to be on our group for Q&A in the near future. And she also donated a copy for giveaway and a signed copy and lots of signed swag. So thanks, Trisha. That is just really cool. And she was so cute. And I have an interview with Megan too, but I have an interview with her. She was just so cute. All right, then I have Fractured Innocence by Julia Crane. Julia's my favorite name ever. There's the signature. I have and I've read Freakin' Nature. I participated in a blog tour for that a long time ago and I really liked it. So I grabbed the sequel from Julia, and actually she did win an award at the award show and she was sitting right behind me, which was so cool. So yeah, she was awesome. Alright, then this book, Cruel. I already own this book. I didn't buy it there, but I did take it with me to get signed by Jennifer Albin. And there we go. It says, "To Jenny, remember who you are. Jennifer Albin." Yay. I was so fangirling. I'll talk more about it later, but I was fangirling major when I met Jennifer. Defiance by CJ Redwine, who is also there and who also will be coming to my Goodreads group soon for a Q&A. And she wrote, "Jenny, dare to defy." CJ Redwine. So I haven't read this book, but this has been on my to-read forever. So while she was there, I bought it. Alright, then I've got a set of books from the most wonderful Kiri Taylor, who I just adore. I love Kiri. And she was one of the main reasons. Jennifer was my big reason for going to this convention, for wanting to go. But Kiri was a close second. I have always loved her. She's a self-published author, but oh, I love her. Just love Kiri. And she is just awesome. I spent a lot of time with her, actually, and that was really cool. So I bought the Eden trilogy, which is a dystopian. So we have the Bane, and I have so much signed swag. Some of them I put in the book. Some of them I have a big bag full of swag. Jenny, never forget what really makes you human. Kiri Taylor. So there's the Bane. Then the second book is the Human. Oops, so you can see it. I've read both the Bane and the Human. I have not read the last book yet. This one, she just signed it. And then the last book, the Eve, which is the final book in the trilogy. And there's her signature there. So I was so happy to meet Kiri. She was awesome, and I really recommend this trilogy. It's really good. She's very prolific. She has this series, and then she has a Paranormal Angels series, which I really like, and she has a couple contemporaries, which I have not read but need to. She's very prolific, and she's definitely worth reading. She's a great speaker too. She was on a panel, and I watched her panel, and oh, she's really good. She's just awesome. I love Kiri. Love Kiri. All right, another plus of the convention was Risa Walker was there. I am on her street team officially. I'm now officially on her street team now, and I got a signed book from Risa. Yay! And I really recommend Time Bound, and I think it was on sale right now on Amazon. It says, to Jenny, thanks for being an incredible book pusher. Hugs, Risa Walker, which is true. I've been pushing her book for like a year and a half. So it's worth reading. Really good time travel. And she was awesome. She was my very first author that I met ever. Very first author. Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure very first real author published. She's published, but even indie. I don't think I'd met anybody before this. I can't think of any time. And other than people I know a few writers that I'd known before they were writers. But this is my very first author meeting, and she took me out, well, me and my two friends, who were also on the street team, she took us out for margaritas. So that'll be hard to top. Alright, then I've got Cade by V.A. Dold, which is a shapeshifter book, and actually she donated this book for a giveaway. It says, enjoy Cade and Anna. So this is a book she donated for giveaway, and I will be reading and reviewing her books as well. So yeah, so look for that in the future. I've got Sophie and Carter by Chelsea Fine. I met Chelsea Fine. I have not read any of her books, but this novella looked cute, and I just grabbed it. To Jenny, be fearless, hope always, Chelsea Fine. She was really fun too. Alright, we've got Renegade by J.A. Sodders. I have read this book, and I loved it, and I had forgotten she was going to be there, and I didn't own any of her books yet, so of course I grabbed it. She didn't have the sequel there, which was I wanted to probably get them both, but I was happy to get Renegade, and she will also be coming to the group for a Q&A soon, and she donated a copy for a giveaway, signed copy. And this one says, Jenny, so glad to have met you at UtopYA 14. Never forget J.A. Sodders. And never forget is kind of the tagline of the book. Because it's about a girl, it's a fantasy dystopian, and it's about a girl, kind of a sci-fi fantasy dystopian. It's about a girl who is the princess, and her mom, the queen, is brainwashing her basically to forget certain things. That she's in a dystopian, basically. She doesn't realize, she thinks she's living in the perfect society, and she's not. It's a really good book. I recommend it. Alright, I've got C.C. Hunter, Awake at Dawn. I forgot she was going to be there too, and I own several of her books, and I forgot to bring them. I was so mad at myself, but I went ahead and bought this. I think this is the second book, and I don't own it, so I went ahead and bought that so I could have a signed book, and it says, to Jenny, C.C. Hunter. Got some signed swag in there. Got oodles of swag, signed and otherwise. So that's that. There were certain bookmarks I wanted to keep that I got signed, and that's why they're in my books. All the rest of my swag I'm probably going to be giving away on my channel, either on my blog or my channel soon. Alright, this was the very first signed book I bought at UtopYA, Glitch by Brenda Pandos. I'm also a fan of Brenda. I've read her Everblue, the mermaid trilogy. I've read the first 2 books and I loved it. This is her brand new book. It's like a dystopian zombie sci-fi kind of book, and I actually have it as an e-arc. I think I got it from NetGalley, but I was really happy just to get the actual book. So I've got the signed book of Glitch, and Brenda was really cool too. And it says, Jenny, adventure awaits. You just need to cross the wall. Enjoy. XOXO. Brenda Pandos. So cool. That's Brenda's book that I picked up. Alright, and then from the convention, these were not signed books, but these were books that we were just given. Came in our bags. I got Angel Burn by Ellie Weatherly, which I have not read, and I'm really excited to read. And then my friend got this book, and she doesn't read contemporary, so she just gave it to me. And while I was there, this was like a buzz book. People were talking about this book, so you've heard it from me. This book is supposed to be really good, and I will read it, probably give it away. It is an ARC. It comes out in August. Before You by Amber Hart. So it's supposed to be really good. So it's supposed to be a really trendy book very soon. So there you go. Okay, I've got 2 more signed books to show off. These I did not buy at the convention. This one was my friend Jen went to his launch party back in March, and it was in Indiana where she lives. So she went and then she picked up the book for me and had it signed, and so she gave it to me when I saw her at UtopYA. And it is Sunrise by Mike Mullen, my signed book. And I was so thrilled to get this. And I got a bookmark. Yay. And it says, to Jenny, enjoy the conclusion. Mike Mullen, 3/15/14. So he even dated it, which is cool. So yay, I can't wait. I started this book. I have it as an ebook, and I started it and I hadn't finished it yet. And now that I have the actual signed copy, that's going to motivate me to finish this book. And it's not because it wasn't good. It's very good. I just get caught up in other books. So, and then the other book was a birthday present from my good friend Karen. She went to Comic-Con and met this author, and while there, she picked up a book for my birthday. And she got me Dreams of Gods and Monsters by Laini Taylor. And it is signed. It says, for Jenny, happy birthday. And then she did a little I and her signature, Laini Taylor. Yay, I was so excited to get this book. I was squealing. And this little cute little post-it drawing is from Lainey's little 4-year-old daughter who was there at the signing, dressed up as a little fairy and making drawings on post-it notes and sticking them in the books as people were coming through. So how cute is that? So I'm leaving that in there too, because yeah, that just totally makes the book for me. That cute little signature from her little 4-year-old. How cute is that? I really wish I could have been there to meet her, but having the book signed is just as good. So that's all my signed books. Moving on to other books I got while I was in Nashville. So like I said, we stopped at 2 different Goodwills. Whenever I see a Goodwill, I always stop and see if they have any books, and more often than not, they do. And the nice thing about Goodwills, they're pretty cheap. Now the Goodwills we went to there were more expensive than they are here, but they still weren't bad. They were still worth getting. So I've picked up Ferris by Gail Carson Levine, The Red Tent by Anita Diamond. This one has been on my to-read forever, and I've never gotten to it, so I grabbed it while I saw it. Italy, it's like a eyewitness guides book, really nice big one. It's really old, so it's not current at all, but I'm actually going to use this in a lot of my art stuff and scrapbooking stuff because it has all kinds of pictures and maps and cool stuff. So I'm basically just going to tear this whole big book apart. It cost me $1.50. And it's not really relevant, and it's got great pictures and maps and fun stuff to do. So yeah, this is actually not really what I'm going to read so much. I might flip through it, but mostly I'm going to be tearing it apart. I got The Young Unicorns by Madeleine L'Engle. This is the 3rd book in the Austin Chronicles series, which I have not read, but I have the first 2, so now I have the first 3. Angel's Game by Carlos Ruiz Zafón. Another one that's been in my to-read forever, and I just love this book. It's in pretty good shape too. And another Madeleine L'Engle book, A Swiftly Tilting Planet, which is the 3rd book I believe in the Wrinkle of Time series, which I already own. I have it back behind me, I think. Yeah, it's right there. don't know if you can see it, but that's like the modern version paperbacks. This is like an older version, and I really liked the cover, so I grabbed it. That was my Goodwill book haul. Then we stopped at BAM while we were there, and of course, yeah, you take me into a bookstore. Jen and Karen were laughing at me because I've said it before. It's dangerous to take me in a bookstore. I tend to go nuts. And because I was, I did pretty good considering I was trying to, I couldn't just go hog wild and spend all my money. If I wanted to eat and have gas to drive home, I really had to budget myself. But you take me in a bookstore and I go right for the bargain books, and I spent $20 there and got a pretty decent haul at BAM. I haven't been in BAM for a really long time. I haven't been book shopping, but I made up for that on this trip. So I got Afterlife by Claudia Gray, which I have read. It's the last book in the Evernight series, and I really, really like this book. I don't own any of them, but yeah, since it was only $4, grabbed it. This one I was so happy to get. I've been wanting to get this book forever. The Diviners by Libba Bray, which I have read and love. Love this book, but they've changed the cover, and I don't like the new covers. I love the old one. So cool. It was $6. Had to get it. But look at how cool this cover is. And then if you take off the dust jacket, it has a really cool cover underneath, too. It's just a really neat book. So, yeah, I was really happy to grab that one. The Dark and Hollow Places by Carrie Ryan, which I have not read and don't own, and I was so happy to find it because now I have the whole series. Lullaby by Amanda Hocking, which I have not read this series yet, but I believe I have the first 2 books as ebooks, and this is the 3rd one. And I need to check and see if I own this. I couldn't remember if I own this one or not, but it was only $4, so I thought, what the heck. The Lady of the Rivers by Philippa Gregory. I own several of her books, and I'm not sure. I don't think I own this one, but I guess I'll better check. If I do, then I'll give it away. Alright, moving right along. The next stack is a pretty big stack of books. In that area, I guess, of the Midwest, the Plains, whatever you want to call it, not where I live, they have a discount store called Ollie's, which is like a Big Lots. It's just a big discount store, and I guess their book section is awesome. And my friend today, Jen, today in Jen's library, she shops there all the time and has all these great book hauls. So she took me and Karen to one, and then she and I hit another one on the way back to her house in Kentucky. And so, yeah, I found so many books, and all of these books, with the exception of maybe 1 or 2, were $1.99 for brand new books. Most of them were paperback, but $1.99 for a brand new book. And there was a couple that were $2.99. That is the most, well, no, there's a couple things that got that were a little bit more, but that is really good. The one Ollie's, I think I spent $24, and the other one I spent $10. And I have a huge stack of books. So let's get going. I've got Born Wicked by Jessica Spotswood. I love this series, love it. And this is the old cover, which I love better than the new one. And I was so happy they had it for $1.99. So grabbed it. Fire by Kristen Kishore. This is paperback, but I don't own this book, so I was really happy to get it. 17 and Gone by Nova Rensuma. One that's been on my to-read for a while. This is one that was $2.99, but it's worth it. It's a hardback. It's a really gorgeous book, and I've been wanting to read it. Rise by Andrea Kramer. I have not finished this series yet. I left off on the 2nd book, which is Nightshade, and what's the other one? Wolfsbane. I left off on Wolfsbane. So I found this book, and I found Blood Rose by Andrea Kramer. So, yay! I was pretty happy about that. This one I was so thrilled. Lola and the Boy Next Door in the new cover! I love these new covers so much. I've been waiting to get them in the new cover. And yeah, $1.99 for Lola and the Boy Next Door. Holy crap, holy crap. I should have bought another one just to give it away on my channel. I really should have. I didn't think about it. Dark Eyes by William Richter. One that's been on my to-read for a while. So Much Closer by Suzanne Colasanti. I've read one of her books and really enjoyed it. So, yeah, just a contemporary. Harbinger by Sarah Wilson Etienne, one that's been on my to-read too for a very long time. The Corner of Bitter and Sweet by Robin Palmer, another one that's been on my to-read. Guilt by Catherine Longshore, another one that's been on my to-read. And then I got a couple Sarah Dessens. They had all the Sarah Dessen books, and I limited myself to 2. I could have gone crazy, but I thought 2 was probably good. The Truth About Forever, and Lock and Key. So those were all like the YA type books that I got. That's a pretty good stack. And then I also picked up, I went to the office supplies to see if they had any like sketchbooks or scrapbook type books, because I wanted to get a book to do a scrapbook of my trip to Nashville and the conference. And I found one for $4. It's nothing special. It's just a spiral bound plain white book with 80 pages, plain white paper, but it was $4. And this is perfect because when I buy scrapbooks and things like that, I want them as plain as can be so I can decorate them the way I want to. And then I like spiral because it lays flat when you're working on it on pages. So yay, I was really happy about that. And then I got one more thing from my daughter, which she hasn't seen yet. I picked it up, it was $4. A Monster High book. She loves Monster High, and I saw this and I had to get it for her. Monster Life, Freaky Just Got Fabulous. If you're into Monster High or you have a daughter that's into it, or a kid, you know, a kid who's into it, you know how big a deal this stuff is. So, but yeah, she hasn't seen it yet. I can't wait for her to see it. That is what I got at Ollie's. I have one more stack. It's a smallish stack. These are actually just books that were given to me by Jen, my friend Jen, in Today in Jen's Library. She's cleaning off her shelf and she said if you want any of these, you're welcome to have them. So I grabbed a whole bunch. I've got Wither by DeStefano. I'll get it out eventually. I did like this book, and I was happy to have a hardback that I owned. I did own it at one point. I think I bought this and then I think I swapped it. And I really wish I would have just held on to it because it's a really cool book cover. I like it. Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. Beautiful Chaos by Cami Garcia and Margaret Stoll. I have read this whole series, but I don't own any of them, and this is a really pretty hardback, so I was happy to have that. Illuminated by Erica Orloff, which Jen said was really bad. She said it wasn't a very good book at all. So I guess I will see. Return to Paradise by Simon Eccles, or yeah, Eccles. I've read Perfect Chemistry, and I liked it. It was alright, so I wouldn't mind reading some more of hers. So there's that one. And then Evercrossed by Elizabeth Chandler. That's it. That's my book haul from Nashville and UtopYA, and I don't even know. I had counted how many books I had, and I counted I think I had 50, but that didn't include that stack from Jen, so closer to 60 books. I've never had a book haul this big before, and I'm just so excited. I don't know what to do with all these books. Oh, it's not like I don't have anything to read either, but I'm really excited to read some of these. Well, all of these, or I wouldn't have gotten them. So, hey. Yay, 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 yay. This was such a fun trip. So, anyway, leave me any comments below if you've read any of these, your thoughts, that kind of stuff. And I will talk to you later. Bye.